Hey now, how is everybody doing? Welcome to Red Alert Diaries Live with Tanya E. Hood. I'm glad I get the chance to see you again and hoping that you saw this morning's episode because today I'm going to extend a conversation about the example that I gave earlier because we often have different things that show up in our world that gives us an idea of how to get a different outlook on life. So I want to encourage you. Find what you need to change your mindset about some things. Because when you're in situations that can have the swirling of chaos go around your soul, it does something to you. And if you aren't really sure about how to make that work or make the adjustments, then it's difficult for you to be your authentic self. Because when we find ourselves in situations that doesn't suit us, doesn't support us, doesn't give us what we're looking for, sometimes we start acquiescing to the world around us. And if you choose to do what everybody else does in a situation, then the authentic elements of who you are at the core of your being will not be found. And some situations in life, some situations show up in life just so that they can teach you to be you. When I was sharing this morning's episode about the man that was looking out into the window and he saw elements of what he wanted in his life. Sometimes you got to just visualize what you really want. When situations that you don't like show up, I had to learn that the hard way because there's been plenty of situations in my life that showed up that didn't serve me well, wasn't what I wanted, and I struggled. I struggled for a long time being me because too many moments in my world, people made me think that being Tanya wasn't enough. Or being Tanya just was not who I was supposed to be to deal with that situation. Here's the thing that I learned. There are unique elements in your being that you are already equipped with. If you are an individual with a solution in your soul, then the problems that show up need you to be the solution. Now, it took me a long time to discover that, to recognize that, and function in it. But today, I want to encourage you, be your most authentic self. Because there's a solution that you bring to the world. You being you is more than enough. And we don't get told that enough. When we look at all the various things on social media and all the various platforms that exist, we see the facade of what we would like to believe would be suitable for us. But that doesn't fit you. You have a uniqueness that needs to be seen. So there's a problem that is swirling that needs you as a solution. So, how do you look at it? Are you the type of individual that is usually loving, supportive, and giving, but you're in an environment that tells you that that is soft, that you need to be more stern, you got to be harder, you cannot give so much or accommodate so many different things? That's a part of who you are, bringing that support to the world. Do it. It may not be reciprocated where you are, but trust me when I tell you, who you are and what is needed will be appreciated one day. And even if where you are, that environment cannot give back to you what you are giving to it, it needs it. It needs to know that there is someone that will give just because, not because they're asking for something, not because they want something from you, not because they're just whatever. It is in your being to give, it is in your being to support. And some people just need to know that that still exists in the world today because we don't have enough people helping one another. When we find ourselves in moments of chaos, there's not that many people that we can turn to. I find myself in some situations where the loving, supportive, caring part of me cannot find someone to pour back in because of you. You are like I have typically been, the strong person, the support system for your world around you. You don't often have somebody to pour into you. So it's difficult when you find yourself in moments where you need the support that you freely give, where you want to have what's typically in your soul, but there are moments you have not been showing who you are at the core of your being. As a result, nobody even knows that's you. And the people that really know you, that are really close to you, they don't recognize who you are in certain environments because your shift changed. A lot of us know how to do what we need to in an environment. You know how to code switch when it is time. Because there are moments in order for you to get heard, to be seen, to do what you think you need to do, you have to do that. But I want to encourage you. Don't do it so much to the degree that you don't know you anymore. If it's in you to help and you see somebody needs the help, help them. When I was going through one of the things in my professional environment, I'm a project manager by trade. And so I had to give support to a different team. Now, this team member that I was supporting is a team member that typically like to take over situations and make it his own. But it is in me at the core of my being to give. For those of you that typically work with me, I was a blue in a red environment with a person that was red wanting to take over. Then when you're in environments like that, typically you meet that color with that color so that you can be strengthened. If you don't know what I'm talking about when I say colors, then you need to join me on the very next session that I have on my course, Eliminating Conflict Quickly. It is there that I give you greater insight about how to maximize different characteristics with a simple color tube. I learned that from an organization that I'm certified in. But that's not what I want to talk about today. Today, I want to talk about you showing up in environments that are so performance oriented, it seems hostile to your being. And when you naturally give and naturally help, it seems like you're being taken advantage of. Still give, still support. Because even if you don't feel it's being returned, someone somewhere does see it. Now, on this particular environment, when I was supporting that team member who took ownership of the project, someone above him saw what took place because I still helped. I still supported. I still let the elements of Tanya be Tanya, my natural, loving, giving self, which seemed to me like it was being used and abused because there was some moments I felt like I was being punked. And if you are like me, that is not a good feeling. But I know I was birthed in the earth to be a support system. I fill in the gap. I have always done that in every area of my life, both personally and professionally. And so when I did it in that environment, I helped change his mindset. Me looking out into the world when there was brick walls that was coming at me, I saw the beauty. Me looking out into the world when there was chaos swimming around me, I still praised in the storm. Me looking into the world, recognizing that it was going to bulldoze me if I did not make a move, but recognizing that I had to stand. So I stood. And in that moment, it looked like I was taken out because I was removed from the project. I was reassigned in a whole different environment. But I later discovered that me being there, allowing the authentic elements of how I saw the world, it rubbed off on others. Because what I did not know, in that environment, there were several individuals that were so used to that performance element, but that individual taking over and management allowing it to happen. They didn't think they could be themselves. You see, you being you gives others permission to be who they are, even when it doesn't look good or doesn't feel good or doesn't seem like you should. Be you. Be you at your most authentic self because your mindset about seeing the world a little bit different can change the mindset of others around you. So even though I was no longer on that project, no longer in that environment, that person, when I left, because everybody else got encouraged to be their authentic self, he couldn't keep bulldozing. And management got the chance to see other solutions because your natural ability is a solution to the problems in the world around you. It may not look like it's some big thing that moves a full force of mountains, but you moving a small pebble is enough. So others felt encouraged, others felt inspired. That just me being me, not seeing the results for myself because it wasn't there when I was there. Later on, in a different environment, in a different time, in a different space, someone knew what I did. And I finally got to the position that I was looking for, to the place that I desired in the beginning. I thought I wasn't seen. But when you let you be seen, no one can dim your light. No one can hide your glory. Whatever God has written in your story will be told. No one can change it, and nothing can remove it, not even death, hell, or the grave. Because here's the thing this week that I am walking through. Share with some of you, you already know. Tomorrow is my birthday and my anniversary. Yes, I did two things because it's unique to me. So I am functioning in capacity with how I am naturally built. But y'all, it wasn't easy because the world doesn't let you know that you can be okay being you. But there's someone that has been so special in my life that she taught me and told me, despite what happens, and there will be plenty of moments that show up that will not allow you to be you, stand anyway. So with the courage from my aunt, I stood and it hurt, y'all. When you stand to do better so that you can be better, function better, and have better, it will hurt, but she was still cheering me on. So in the background, I got my cheers. In the other elements, I got what I needed. Didn't come from where I was expecting it. And what you're seeking for you to be the most authentic you, no, it's not going to come from where you expect it. But as long as your outlook on life, your mindset is a mindset of support, of solution with how you were birthed with your unique elements, others will move into a different direction and begin to see things different. Where some may see a brick wall, because you still see the beauty and the light, it may help them transition their thoughts so that they can see different because you see different. So be you. Be your most authentic elements. It is not easy in a world that wants to make you think that you have to be everybody else. And if you don't have a cheerleader like I did, it'll be difficult. But as I walk into a brand new year for Tanya, I am strengthened in being me. The parts of me that doesn't quite look like it fits in the moment, you probably need to pull up a strength because I am very good at being performance oriented. But there are moments you can overdo some of your strengths and it does not make it supportive anymore. Pull up a different strength. Pull up a different element of your being and it can change some of the mindsets around you. So for today, if you don't remember anything else I've shared, here's the one thing I want you to know. Your unique element that you were birthed in the earth to give will help others change their mindsets so that you can help leave the legacy that you were put on the earth to leave and change the world. Maybe just for that one somebody, like I was sharing this morning's podcast. Just do it because you are the only one that can. If you want someone to join you on the journey, feel free to go to my website, tanyaehud.com. There you can see more of what I was talking about with the different courses and strategy sessions. And we can have a one-on-one where I can pour into you a little more insight about your strengths, what you bring to the table so that your unique being can be fully seen. In the meantime, this is Tanya Ehud, walking in my purpose, and I want you to do the same. Take care, everyone.